Okay, so now we're gonna start learning about the performance calculator. So, in case of LibreOffice base, we can use the performance calculator that is available to do the basic mathematical operations. So, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. So, we already have seen in LibreOffice base, we know how to create a table, and you know how to write a queries. So queries, when it comes here, we have three different categories or modules where we can write queries. So we can write query using design view, we can write query using create query wizard, and also we can write query using the SQL view. So here, in case of performance calculator, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a table. Okay, I've already created the table here. Okay, so one is the employee table, sorry, the customer table and the product table, which is the additional two tables that we have created. Okay, so we'll be using the data that is available in these two tables in order to analyze the performance calculator, that is in order to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, or any of one of these operations. And out of these two tables, we're going to use one of the table in order to learn about one of the function, which is group. So we'll see what does group function does and how we can apply this function on the table, okay, and get the results. So first, initially, I just want to make you to note down the table entries of both products as well as the customers, so that when I'm applying certain queries on these tables, the resultant of that particular queries will be somewhat understandable for you if you know the table. Okay, so if you know the table and their entries, you'll be able to easily analyze the results of the queries that we are doing. So I'll give you a quick 5 minutes, or I think 1 or 2 minutes would work out. So I'll give you 2 minutes to make a note of these tables that I'm gonna open. Okay, so you just have to make a note of it on your rough book or your textbook, anywhere. Okay, so first I'll be opening the customers table. Okay, so I hope you are able to see it. So let me just zoom it out for you. Okay, so this is the customer table. We have three fields here. One is city, first name, and customer ID. I want you to make an entry of all these three. So under name, I've just given, like A, B, B, B randomly. You can give any name. Okay. So under cities, whatever the cities that I've mentioned, the first one is Delhi, second is Bangalore, and third is Bangalore again, fourth is Pune, fifth is Pune, and the customer IDs are starting from 121 to 125. Please make the entries of all these uh, very quickly. So I'll give you 1 minute for that. Okay, done. Okay, so I'll be opening another table. Okay, so this is the product table, and I want you to make an entry of that also. So we have product ID, unit price, and units in stock. I'm gonna zoom that out for you. Okay, okay, just you can just make an entry of this. There's only two entries in this table. The table name is products, and three fields: product ID, unit price, units in stock. Okay, yeah. So once you have made the copy of these two tables, now we'll just quickly jump into the topic, which is performance calculator. Okay, so in case of performance calculator, we'll be using this table, which is the products table, which I've opened few seconds before. So here what we are going to find out is, so let's say that I want to find out what is the total cost of the products that I have. Right now I have two products, which is whose ID is 111 and 112. So I just want to know that total number of products that is in stock is product ID 111 is of 12 number and product ID 112 is of 19 number. So I already have the cost of each product, which is the unit price. So I want to find out the total cost of that particular product. So both the products 111 and 112, I want to find how much will it cost for the 12 products of 111 and 19 products of 112. I want to find the total of that is 12 products of 111 costs how much, and 19 products of 112 costs how much. We just have only unit price, which is cost of only one item of that product. How many would I mean to say, how much would it be for 12 products and how much would it be for 19 products? So what will be my calculation statement? It will be something like unit price into units in stock. Correct? Because unit price is the cost of one product of product ID 111. So how much will it cost for 12 products? That is, if I purchase the same product, let's say 111 is a soap. For one soap it is costing 255 rupees. For 12 soap, how much will it cost? For that, what will I do? I will multiply unit price into units in stock. That is, I will multiply 255 into 12. So that will give me the cost of 12 soaps. Okay, similarly the another product, which is 112. Okay, so to do this calculation, what do I have to do is, I need to go to queries, because we are doing this calculation with the help of queries. Okay, so I'll go to queries. Okay, so in order to give the query, which is in order to calculate the product of the unit price and the units in stock, we need to write the query in this format, whatever that I've written right now here on the notepad. So the first will be, you have to specify the table name, okay, followed by the field name, that is the field out of which you want to take the input from, and multiply that with, you could see the asterisk symbol here, with the same. First you have to write the table name and then the field name. That is, you are, as we already knew that our table entries had product ID, unit price and units in stock. So to find the total amount of each product with the number of units that we have of that product, we are multiplying the unit price with the units in stock. So how do I write the query? So first I have to write the table name. So what is the table name that I have taken the entries from? The table name is products. So you have to write the products first, which is the table name, and you have to make sure that you write the table name as it is, which has been given while creating the table name. You cannot just write product instead of products. If it is products, you have to write products itself. Okay, so first you will write products, you will put a dot, we call it as a period, okay, wherein you are saying that I am taking a field from the table name called as product. So what's the first field that I am taking? The first field is unit price, unit, and make sure that wherever they've used the uppercase while writing or specifying the field name, you have to use the uppercase over there. Okay, unit price, asterisk, wherein I am using asterisk because I am doing a multiplication operation here. Okay, so asterisk followed by the same table name again, products, period again open double quotes, and you're writing the second field name, which is units in price. Units in price. Okay, so this entire thing is your complete query that you have to put into in order to get the resultant of the multiplication of the two fields, which is the unit price and the units in price. Okay, so this is how you write the query. I'm closing it right now. So units in stock, I'm sorry, I wrote unit in price, I'm sorry, that is units in stock. Okay, so let me come back to the queries again. Okay, so please follow the steps, this is very, very important. So here you are doing the performance calculator in the query design window. Okay, so you know how to open a query in the design window, right? So click on that. This is how you open it in the design window. You have to select the table that you're working on. We are working on the products table. I'll select that and I'll click on just a minute. Yeah, so after selecting, I'll click on add. Okay, once I click on add, you have close here, you can click close. So once you've added the table that you're working on, first you have to specify the fields here. Okay, so just do one click. Okay, you'll get a drop down, select the field that you're working on. So what are the fields that we'll be working on here? You can enter all the fields, like let's say we have 3 fields here: product ID, unit price and unit in stock. Even if you're not using product ID also, you can make an entry of that particular field name here. Okay, so it will not be a problem. I'll just show you by making an entry of that. So first I'll have all the 3 fields of this particular table. Okay, now the second very, very important thing is, you need not have to worry about this table because it takes it automatically. It knows that it is from the table products. On the last column under the field, that is this, here you will not select any of the field. You will directly put the query that I showed you on the notepad. That is, you will start typing the query that I've shown you in the notepad previously. That is, you will start from writing the table name first in the double quotes, followed by period, which is a dot. Again start with the double quotes and write the first field name, put an asterisk, followed by double quotes with the table name, period again, and followed by the double quotes you have to write the second field name. So I'm just writing it right now here. You can just make a note of it if you have previously not made a note of it, or you can simultaneously do it on your system. Okay, so initially to start with, double quotes for each and everything that you're making an entry as is mandate. So you'll write the table name first. The table name is products. Okay, then double quotes end, you have to put period, which is a single dot, double quotes open again. You will write the first field name, which is unit price, U in capital, the rest in lowercase, again P in capital, the rest in lowercase. Okay, after writing unit price, you have to multiply that, so I'm using asterisk there. Okay, followed by, make sure that you close double quotes every time. I missed it out here, so I've just made an entry of closing double quotes followed by asterisk, and again open double quotes. You have to write the products because that's the table name, close, period again, open, units in stock. close it. Yeah, so I have written the entire query for multiplication. Okay, once you have written that, you just have to simply click on enter. Okay, you have to click on enter. So after clicking enter, you have to go to this button which says save. Click on save. It will ask you to give the query name. You can give any name. I'll say query 5. Okay, so once you've saved it, you have to click on run query. Okay, so this is the symbol which represents run query. Click on that. Can you see the product, the multiplication result that is coming out here? So this is how it works. Okay, this is how your performance calculator works in the query design view of your query. Okay, so if you have any doubts anywhere, you can just leave a comment or text me personally, and I'll help you out with that if you have any doubts. Okay, so this was all about the performance calculation. Okay, going further, we'll see about the functions. So functions, okay, so the next interesting topic is about using functions in queries. So we have already seen that LibreCalcs provide certain built-in functions in order to perform calculations. Similarly, queries also provide certain built-in functions that we can use and apply on our table or on our database, which is LibreBase, wherein we can apply those and we can get the results according to the functions that we're going to use. So where do we find these functions? As you can see here, you could see functions here. So this is the design grid view of the query, where we have a section called as function. So if you just simply click on that, you get a drop down list. So if you click on that drop down arrow, you could see the list of functions that is available here in order to you can use this in your queries. So out of these functions, we're going to see about few of the functions. So the first one is no function. So what does no function means? No function is similar to that, where you don't apply any function to your query, wherein it will not do any kind of executions on the functions. So no functions means the same, like what exactly that it means. I mean to say, what exactly no function generally means is the same. So where you are not applying any function to any of your fields or your table, and there will be no functions that will be executed. The second one is called as average. Okay, so second function is called as average. So in SQL, there's a short form that you have to use when you're calling an average function. Usually the function is average. The function name is average. Okay, but when you're calling it or writing it or using it in a query, in case of SQL, you have to use it with the keyword. The keyword is AVG. You'll just use the keyword AVG while writing it in your SQL statements. Okay, now what does average actually does is it calculates the average of the field. So if I'm giving average here for this field, let's say I've given average, then it will calculate the average for this particular entries of this field. So what let's say product ID has 111112 now. So if I give average and if I execute it, it will calculate the average. If you want to see, I can do that. This doesn't make sense, calculating average for product ID, but I'm just showing you this because for you to know how exactly it works. So I've given average function here, save it, and then click on run query. Okay, it's not giving. Okay. So usually if it's a set of numbers that we have, and if we want to calculate the average of those numbers, so it'll just give out the average of the numbers. Okay, so I think product ID, as I said before, it doesn't make sense applying average for the product ID. Okay, so going further, the third important function that we're gonna know about is count. Okay, so the keyword for the SQL query is also the same, count, C-O-U-N-T. You have to write the full word, which is count. Okay, so what does count does? It counts the number of records in that particular table or that particular field. Okay,